Hey, what's up everyone? Erik here from HardwareForGamers. In this video I'm going to be doing a quick unboxing and my first impressions of the MSI Bravo 15. Now the cool thing about the Bravo 15 is it is something unique, and that's because it not only has the 7nm AMD GPU, but it also has the new AMD 7nm CPU. So we got another box in a box because I already got rid of the shipping box. But it does seem like they kept the packaging pretty simple. I assume that's to help keep costs down. Now speaking of costs, I paid $1,300 Canadian on Amazon.ca, which works out to be around $1,000 USD. So if you like this video, please subscribe, as well as like and share. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers so I can start making some money on these videos to help pay for things on the channel. Well, let's open up the box. Now this is the A4 DDR model, which has a Radeon RX5500M along with 16 gigabytes of system memory, and that is two 8 gig SODIMMs running at 3200. The CPU is the Ryzen 7 4800H, which is an 8-core 16-thread part with a 2.9 GHz base clock and a 4.2 GHz boost clock. Now there is another model, the A4 DCR, I believe that's what it is, which has a Ryzen 5 CPU and the RX5300M. As well, I think there are other variations of the two models which have different screen and RAM configurations. Well, here's the power brick. So I believe the power brick is only 180 watts, so it really isn't all too big. So we also have some folding manual sheets here. Okay, so the actual laptop. Has some sort of brushed aluminum look. I'm not sure if this is plastic or actually is aluminum. Either way, it definitely looks like it's going to be a fingerprint magnet. So I'm going to start this thing up and figure out what I actually got and paid for. And it's not working. Why is it not working? Maybe I need to plug it in? Okay, good. Here we go. It's not broken. Cool. Now I normally stick to PCs, and when I say PCs I mean building in a tower or cube case. So I'm not all too familiar with the whole laptop space. But are all laptop specs so jacked? Meaning, do they normally have 3 or 4 variants under each model number? Because depending on which site I was looking at, there was some different numbers after the model, which made things very confusing. So it took me a while to understand what I was actually looking at. Okay, so I'm just gonna fast forward through this setup stuff and then I'll get back to you. Back in a sec. Okay, so I'm gonna go grab my Wi-Fi password. Okay, cool, got internet. So the first thing I'm gonna do is actually check for Windows updates. And that's to see how up-to-date or out-of-date the whole system is. Okay, so that took 5 restarts to actually fully update everything, which is way too much. That's kind of BS as far as I'm concerned. But it is what it is. So now that I got the system up and running and up to date, the bloatware seems to have been kept to a pretty decent minimum. There is the Dragon Center, which is the whole big thing of MSI. It lets you control some of the basic functions, yada yada yada. I think you guys can understand what that really is going to be about. It also has the Xbox beta or the Xbox game thing pre-installed, which is kind of cool. And it also has Norton. So Norton's really the only thing I have somewhat issue with, but it is the only additional program that's there, and they do give you a couple of months free. So there's that. So I'll be showing some B-roll of all the sides in I/O. So on the right hand side, from back to front, we have the RJ45 jack, and we have two USB 3.2 Gen 1 Type-C ports. Then we have two USB 3.2 Gen 1 Type-A ports. And at the front we have a combo headset port which does both audio and microphone. On the left hand side, from the front to back this time, there is a battery status LED. As well, we see a HDMI 4.1 port, so you only can do 4K at 30 Hz. Then we have the power connector, so there is no power through Type-C on this. And at the end there is a intake vent, which then exhausts out the back. On the bottom of the laptop there are two down-firing speakers. They do get fairly loud, but they do get quite tinny when you start pushing the volume. There is more ventilation on the bottom. I do think these work as both intake and exhaust, but I still need to do more testing to know for sure. The screen is a 120Hz IPS panel, which should be pretty nice for gaming, but the colors seem pretty off, or maybe just a little dull. Now I can't seem to find what the peak brightness is, but my guess it's certainly not over 300. It's probably somewhere in that 250 to 300 range. And finally, the keyboard and touchpad. The keyboard has a red LED backlight. As far as I can tell, this is the only option. There are no other colors. The key press feels pretty decent. It's not a mechanical keyboard, which is what I'm used to, but it definitely seems good enough for me to write scripts and edit videos with. For gaming, I'll have to spend a little bit more time with it to know for sure. The touchpad works. It has a pretty nice click to it. It's not loose. I personally don't really plan on using it much, but it seems to work well enough. Now the primary reason I got a laptop is so that I can actually continue making videos when I'm not at home. Now the reason I got this laptop is because productivity laptops are ridiculously expensive, so it seemed like going with a gaming laptop was really my only option. Now thanks to the new Ryzen 4000 mobile CPUs, being able to have an 8-core and 16-thread CPU at this price seemed to be a no-brainer. Now obviously I'm going to have to do more testing to be able to confirm all this, but so far I'm pretty impressed. The only real downside I see for this laptop is that it only comes with a 212 gig NVMe drive, so I am going to end up adding in a second 1TB NVMe drive into the second M.2 slot, which that actually has two M.2 slots, lets you actually have the option of adding in additional storage, which again is something that's very nice. So I am going to be doing a whole comprehensive review of this laptop for both gaming and productivity stuff, so make sure you subscribe for those. Well, that's all I got for this one. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up, and if you're still watching, please think about subscribing. It helps the channel a lot, and if you do, click that bell icon so you get notified whenever I drop a new video. Follow me on Twitter at HFG_YT. I have also started up a Discord server, so check the description below for the link to that. And as always, thanks for watching, and see you next time.